Hello. I was going to add music, but I decided I'd just talk over it instead. Here I am starting my flowers with pink, and the shadow is going to be a purple on the inside here, but the flower isn't going to end up that way. I'm using my iPad and an Auto Desk Sketchbook because it's free, and I really like that program. And here I am just kind of using the oil brush setting and just kind of dotting it in there because it kind of helps with the layers. And at this point I have about 5 layers. Each color is its own layer because I think that looks better with the blending. And then I do the outside with a hot pink because I think that looks really good with the highlighting. I ended up using like a really dark red as the shadow part on the bottom of each flower cup, but I really didn't like how that turned out. So I ended up cutting that out of the video here because I ended up deleting that anyway. So in about 1 second there's a little bit of a glitch up right there when I start the stems because I didn't like that dark red. And each stem I add a light yellow, and the light yellow is on its own layer, and I resize the flower cups just a little bit right there. And here I am smoothing out each stem because I just like that nice chiseled look on the front of in the front of each flower there. And then here I'm adding another layer for the shadow to try to add a little bit more depth to each stem and a little bit more depth to each flower cup because I just think that looks great myself. And then I'll go back in there and I'll chisel out each shadow mess I make there just so it looks really good because I don't like to just make it sloppy. I gotta put it in there and chisel it out and make sure it looks real good to me. Otherwise, I'm just not happy with it. And then each flower looks real good, so I move on to the background and a nice blue streaks here. And I think it kind of looks like it's raining, and that was unintentional. So I end up right at the end of the video here, I take the blue and I flip it to the side. Oh, you notice how it gets darker there? I take each layer and I copy the layer and I paste it right on top of itself so it gets a nice depth to it. Adding little clouds. Oh,